What's up, everybody? It's Dawson Dent, and I just wanted to make a little bit of a video. It's going to be a short 15, 20-minute video here. Basically a recap in 2025. So it's like January 6th, 2026. I just turned 27, and I learned a lot this year, right? So throughout 2025, I lost one of my major incomes. I stepped away from a company and legitimately just had to kind of start out on my own, right? And since then, I've learned a lot of things that I hope to kind of repurpose this YouTube channel for and explain kind of what I'm doing now, things that I enjoy doing, et cetera, et cetera. But this one is just kind of about setting the stage, right? I want to go deeper into things, and hopefully I have the time to do such. But right now, I just kind of want to set the stage for what 2025 held for me, the things that I learned from it. And again, I'll go deeper in the future and kind of what 2026 has on the radar. So I was a sales director for a company that my friend owned, and was able to help him scale that up pretty heavily for reasons that are not really in my control. That company did not need sales anymore. And, I had a lot of imposter syndrome because I was unsure if I was good at anything else other than sales, right? So I left that company in like February of 2025 and started my own thing, which is now OfferLaunch. And the premise of that was, hey, I know I'm good at sales. I'm going to hire some really good marketers, which be very careful doing that. I ended up hiring some terrible marketers, but we made money. And I'm going to help people launch, scale, and basically do biz development for their online offers. And that could be anything for done for you things, done with you things, and even info products, right? And I figured I would just go really, really wide, right? And one of the big lessons that I learned from going really, really wide is that it's really tough to go really, really wide, and you'll likely not succeed. The only big benefit was that I learned a lot. So we ran multiple different offers, Airbnb automation, trading to like sports betting, and some other offers, about 5 total. And all of the offers, the big thing that I realized was the reason why they were maybe stuck at 5 or 6 figures a month and not hitting 7 figures a month, which is completely doable in gross revenue, not profit, for online offers. And there's hundreds of thousands of online offers, by the way, is because the operator sucked, right? The marketing can be great, the sales can be great, but if your operator is not good, there's probably a reason why they've not scaled. So I ran into that headache quite a few times, right? We would get to a point where we could scale. The operator was lazy. They didn't have the systems or processes in place. They were just downright lazy and goofballs, right? With that being said, while I learned a lot, I learned how to go direct to consumer, I learned how to launch offers in under 90 days and really rebuild them. One big thing is I burnt out a lot of my team members, right? A couple of my employees just got straight up burnt out because we were launching offer after offer after offer. And that's very, very stressful, right? Typically, the phases of an offer is, hey, I want to launch this offer. I want to get it to profitability as soon as possible. And I want to find a way that I can scale that offer to the ceiling that my current, operations fulfillment or, the market allows, right? And for some people, I know people who do $5-6 million a month in one singular offer. I know people that are super niche, like teaching private chefs to automate their business and do 150 grand on offer, right? But a lot of my team members got extremely, extremely burnt out. And the ones that are still with me didn't. And we learned things. But a big lesson that I learned this year was go deep before you go wide, right? So that was a big thing for us this year. And then the other thing is hire based on ability to learn and ability to work hard rather than raw skill. And also understand that most people that claim to know what they're doing probably don't have a fucking clue. And that can really, 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 really hurt your revenue. Had a couple offers that were doing phenomenal numbers. And then, it just turns out the people that I hired were not cut out for the job. And they made those offers suffer. So I had to get in there, help, and really hire from within and promote from within people that are more adept to it, right? You can learn things really quickly. You can, get skills really quickly. But if you don't have the work ethic or you don't have the common sense to do most things, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So some key things that I learned, and I'll talk a little bit more about my hiring process and things that I'm doing. we also stumbled upon a business vertical called Paper Lead, which we've been doing really, really well with. It's an exciting business vertical because it does not require any sales team. You're essentially selling advertising, selling traffic, and you can do much more evergreen offers. So while I started in like info and things like that, I want to transfer into things that are more evergreen, more long term, similar to my real estate career. So my goal is to really, really go deep on several offers, and one of the big offers that I'm interested in is telehealth. I think that telehealth is going to be really big in 2026 and 2027, so I'm excited about that. And I want to develop more systems and processes. I've also paid for a lot of mentorship this year, and I've learned a lot of things. When I spoke about earlier about imposter syndrome and not really knowing if I was good at anything other than sales, the truth is I wasn't, right? I had to learn by trial and error how to do marketing, how to do direct-to-consumer marketing, direct response marketing, how to set up a Facebook ad manager, things like that. And we've been able to, by trial and error and by going a little bit wider than what we probably should have, we've been able to learn a lot faster, right? I feel like I've gained the experience of someone in the business for 10 years in the last 12 months. That's because I tried so many different businesses and I failed at a lot of businesses. We made money on some of these offers, but we did not really succeed because either the operator wouldn't make sense, we clashed, or it just didn't make sense. So with that being said, we were able to learn a lot because of that, but it was a bit of a time sink. And another big thing that I learned is just because you're friends with people, you can't always do business with people. That's a big thing that I struggle with. I want my friends and my family and the ones that I care about to be successful. And sometimes by kind of letting them stay on your tit and suck your milk, for lack of better words, you end up actually making them fail, right? Or making them dependent on you. So when moving into 2026, I'm really trying to be a little bit more rigorous for the things that I do. Then you have some big goals, some lofty goals. And again, this YouTube channel was previously made for car content. So it's a bit of a rebrand for me. But I want to kind of show you the process of essentially starting from scratch less than a year ago with little to nothing to my name, made great money in my previous company that I worked for as a sales director. But without having recurring income, you lose a little bit of that. So essentially, have started from scratch in that way, and we're scaling up and we're doing well. We're reinvesting into the business. I'm not really taking a ton of profit, and ultimately just trying to really scale things in the right direction and build long-term enterprise value evergreen businesses. We have a few different companies that I'm involved in now that I'm consulting on or helping with or even running the offers. And again, they're in the telehealth space, the Paper Lead space, not really info or anything like that, because again, I just don't really support it anymore. So with that being said, this is just a quick update, 10-15 minutes. I wanted to kind of explain what we're doing now. And then my goal over the next 3 to 6 months is to go deeper in the things that I've learned, the trials and tribulations of the last year and what I learned from that: hiring, firing, scaling, running advertising, picking a good offer, understanding the human psychology of why they buy things, consumer psychology. And basically, I hope to kind of give back. That's one thing that I want to do more this year. And you learn something for free without getting screwed for a $5,000 course. My goal here is not to sell anything or to benefit other than just kind of explaining what I'm doing and documenting it for myself and for my YouTube. So I'm going to try to get onto a cadence of posting, twice a month, going really, really in depth on the things that I've learned, maybe share my screen and showing you what it takes to build businesses in an online world where things are changing rapidly. So that's my goal. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully we can grow this channel and provide some real value. And I'll see you on the other side.